Chinese cars have a less than stellar reputation in South Africa. In fact, South Africa has been regarded as a dumping ground for some of the cheaper nasties. Haval is setting out to change these perceptions with their all-new H6C, a compact SUV from the best-selling SUV manufacturer in one of the largest automotive markets in the world, China. Haval is the luxury division of GWM, Great Wall Motors. So it's the way that Lexus is to Toyota or Infiniti is to Nissan. And as such, it represents great value for money. Now, the Chinese cars have often been lamented for being, well, copycats, a copy of a copy of a copy. And while we can see traits of that in the H6C, it's not a direct Xerox. They've lifted a few styling cues and ideas from other manufacturers to keep it looking quite fresh and contemporary. So in the front we see a little bit of Ford Ranger, a little bit of Hyundai Tucson. There's even a little bit of Toyota Land Cruiser in the front here. And down the side, that trend continues. The Haval H6C is available in 3 different trims: City, Premium and Luxury. We have the City here, and this one rolls on 17-inch alloy wheels. The Premium and the Luxury have 19-inch alloys. But take a look at this tapering line of the windows over here and this black C-pillar. Very Range Rover. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not a blatant copy. And then the tail lights. This little element here in the tail lights makes it look very BMW-like. But once again, it's not a direct copy. It's just trends, themes that have been lifted. I think it's a pretty attractive vehicle. Certainly not offensive. I'm just as impressed with the interior. It's a really nicely designed interior, reminiscent of some of the older Toyota designs, but there's a fantastic use of material in here. So we've got a few soft touch elements, there's some brushed aluminium, chrome trimmings, piano black, and while that sounds like a lot, there's no singular element that's been overused. So it really is nice. The soft touch elements are fantastic and they're found all over the place. And then there's the spec level, which in this entry-level City model is surprisingly high. We've got blind spot detection, there's central locking, driveway central locking, there's push button stop start, there's electric windows, electric mirrors, cruise control, a multifunction steering wheel, auto wipers, auto headlights, dual zone automatic climate control, touchscreen infotainment. And there's space, there's so much space in here. There's a generous center console, so the transmission tunnel provides a little bit of space between the occupants. Generous headroom and shoulder room. Space at the back is absolutely cavernous. If I do have to criticize the interior of the Haval H6C some, it's just unnecessary buttons. There's a button down here that changes the language of the infotainment system. I mean, that could have been hidden in the menu somewhere. There's a little button over here that actually doesn't do anything and it's still just a molding. A little bit unnecessary. The infotainment system is also relatively basic. While it's a touch screen, it's got limited functionality, so there's no navigation. It sounds good, it really does sound good, but it's not out of the woods just yet. And then there's a buzzer or a bong for just about everything. Too many, in fact. So if you switch on the automatic handbrake that will activate the handbrake as you come to a stop, it's going to bong. If you cancel and re-engage the cruise control, it's going to bong. Little areas that could use a little bit of improvement. Out on the open road, the H6C is actually quite a pleasant drive. It doesn't feel tinny and cheap, it feels really well bolted together. The ride is surprisingly supple and compliant, a little firm in places, but really nothing to write home about or to whinge about. The motor's a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol making 140 kilowatts and 310 newton meters of torque, but it makes that torque rather high up in the rev range, which means that in 6th gear, and we do have 6 gears with this manual, it's out of boost and it makes overtaking or something an effort that requires 2 shifts down into 4th. Now it is a heavy vehicle, 1.7 tons, and as such you start to feel that in the braking. The brakes lack a little bit of feel. It requires quite a bit of effort just to check the vehicle up. The steering is also a little bit woolly. It looks like you're driving through an American movie with all the corrections that are required on the highway. And this can make it a little bit tiring, a little bit fatiguing, but it really isn't the end of the world. The overall NVH levels, the noise, vibration and harshness is so low, it's actually surprisingly quiet in here. Then there's the fuel consumption, which is attributed to that 1.7 tons of weight. Now, Haval claims 9.7 litres per 100, and well, I'm happy to report that they're very accurate there, and they're right on the money. And I'm glad that they're not lying about these kind of things and trying to pull the wool over our eyes, no matter how embarrassing 9.7 litres per 100 may be in this day and age. So despite all its little quirks and foibles, the new Haval H6C really represents great value for money. It's a good looking package, it drives really well, and the spec level is top notch. Oh, but that's right, I haven't told you how much it costs. That's the best bit. So I think let's do this infomercial style. You ready? How much would you expect to pay for the new Haval H6C? 600,000 Rand? No. 500,000 Rand? Not even. 400,000 Rand? Not even close. If you call now, you'll get the new Haval H6 C City in a manual guise for only 329,900 Rand. And if you act fast, you'll get a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, a 5-year, 60,000 kilometer service plan, and a 5-year, unlimited kilometer roadside assistance plan. So act now and book your new Haval H6C.